this is the reason why all of you, Stripe, you're onto something just absolutely monumental. This idea called, and you've heard me say an industrial revolution. Let me tell you why. We are producing something for the very first time that has never been produced before. And we're producing it in extremely high volume. And the production of this thing requires a new instrument that never existed before. It's a GPU. And the thing that we're producing for the very first time, for the mathematicians and all the computer scientists in the room, for all of you, you know that we're producing tokens. We're producing floating point numbers at high volume for the first time in history, and the floating point numbers have value. The reason why they have value is because it's intelligence. It's artificial intelligence. You can take these floating point numbers, you reformulate it in such a way that it turns into English, French, proteins, chemicals, graphics, images, videos, robotic articulation, steering wheel articulation. We're producing tokens at extraordinary scale. Now, we've discovered a way, through all of the work that we do with artificial intelligence, to produce tokens of almost any kind. So now, the world is going to produce an enormous amount of tokens. Now, these tokens are going to be produced in new types of data centers. We call them AI factories. Back in the last industrial revolution, water comes into a machine. You light the water on fire, right? Turn it into steam, and then it turns into electrons. Atoms come in, electrons go out. In this new industrial revolution, electrons come in, and floating point numbers come out. And just like the last industrial revolution, nobody understood why these electricity is so valuable and is now sold, right? Marketed kilowatt hours, per dollar. And so now we have, million tokens per dollar. And so that same logic is as incomprehensible to a lot of people as the last industrial revolution, but it's going to be completely normal in the next 10 years. Well, these tokens are going to create new products, new services, enhance productivity on a whole slew of industries, $100 trillion worth of industries on top of us. And so this industry is going to be gigantic.